Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL HQ for the Town Hall 12 live update. This is going to be fantastic.
The Blue Dragons. Itsu, we are very excited to have you here today. Who will you be attacking first?
Yeah, that's right. So we have Itsu. He is gearing up and ready. Of course, we're going to see a good attack from him first. But before we get into the attacks, we need to introduce everybody else. We have Ken over on the red team. Yeah, and the crowd goes wild. Got to love that. I can scarcely hear myself while they're cheering. It's amazing.
Ken's from China. Next up, we have Clashland from Brazil representing the Blue Dragons.
Oh, man. Yes, the crowd. This crowd, there's not 1,000 of them, but, man, they sound loud. Next up, we have Keisuke. Keisuke hailing all the way from Japan, like I said. The crowd goes wild yet again. These guys are loved by this crew. Gotta love it.
They certainly are. Yeah, that's right. We're in the ESL headquarters, and they're giving lots of applause for our friends here today. Take a look at BM from Korea.
And the crowd quiets down as they prepare for the next person. And here we have on the screen, we have Arsenic from France. And of course, these guys are going to be trying to lock down on the 3 stars in every case, in every situation. They're very excited to go at it.
Next up is Alvaro845 from Spain. An absolute superstar leader of Team Queso will be representing the Blue Dragons as a Town Hall 11 today.
That is right. And then, of course, over on the red team, Red Balloons, we have Fede from Italy. And a lot of love for the Italians here. A lot of love. Very exciting as well.
Absolutely. But back home from our home country of the USA, it's Lady B.
Perfect.
She'll be playing Town Hall 10 today for the Blue Dragons.
That's right, and coming in the 10th place, not because he's 10th, but because he's best, we have Godson! Godson clapping it up, clapping for himself. Of course, he deserves all the props he can get.
Taking his opponent on, can you get the job done? Itsu will look to try to get that Town Hall. That's the big blue building, kind of at the 3 o'clock position in the center of the base, and to destroy that, that'll get him 1 star. He'll get another star if he manages to destroy 50% of this base, and then the 3rd and final star is earned if he gets 100% destruction. That's the goal, but even if he doesn't make it all the way there, we'll make sure to keep track of the destruction and figure out which team wins in the end.
That's right. Like we said earlier, a tiebreaker is decided by the total percentage if the stars are the same. But as you can see, we have 2 brand new features in the game right now. The Battle Blimp, which just erupted, and of course, a line of these lightning electro dragons, nice and blue. And if you pay close attention, you'll notice that those electro dragons, their lightning damage, their chain lightning damage, hits not 1, not 2, but 5 buildings at once. It is it's a thing to behold.
It certainly is. So much damage, and also so many hit points on them. I don't even know if I've seen a single one go down yet. They are just sweeping through this base, causing massive destruction everywhere they go. But when they do go down, you'll notice that lightning spell effect. That is triggered by the death of the Electro Dragon.
That's right, that electrodragon death damage. And oh, look at that, Itsu throwing down lightning spells, trying to destroy that Town Hall. There is like half
those were the Electro Dragons dying, right?
Oh, I was distracted looking at you. Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, so when the Electro Dragon dies, that was so close, almost grabbing that Town Hall, but now it's coming down to the last few buildings. And of course, you want to remember that that queen still has her ability, and it was she was saved by the ability from the Inferno Towers.
Oh my goodness. What a clean sweep. 4 Electro Dragons still alive, a couple of balloons, and both of the heroes still down there at the bottom to provide some more cover.
Gosh, the Hog Riders, and I'm so stoked to see these things in action. One of my favorite troops in the game.
Keeping things a bit more grounded here, I like it. He's got the Hog Riders, a few bowlers, even some giants to soak some damage. But the thing I'm really looking forward to is, oh yeah, right at that left side, we've got the Wall Wrecker coming on in. 2 hits even destroys those super high level walls.
That's right, and I believe it's actually 2 hits for the max Town Hall 12 walls as well. Oh. And it is just an absolute monster. It goes directly toward that Town Hall, no matter where it's deployed, whether there's a wall in the way or a defense in the way. It doesn't matter, that thing goes straight for it.
Lots of damage, takes out that Town Hall early, but Ken is looking to try to get the 3-star here, and that's a very big, well-developed base. But there go the Hog Riders up on the top, the calls echoing throughout the map. We've got about 30 of them getting healed up now. What's going on, Klaus? Are they going to be able to make it to the bottom Inferno Tower?
You know, he's got 4 heal spells. Well, now he only has 2, but he's already deployed 2. He's got 2 left. 4 heal spells left, and that is the key for these Hog Riders. Keeping them alive is those heal spells. He's also got a Queen with the Queen ability. So at this point, I'd say he's looking pretty good. Very, very nice heal spell right there, by the way. That was beautiful. Healing up in the face of that giant bomb. He's only got a few defenses left, and again, that Queen, that Queen is, she's struggling right now. Can't you get that double cannon?
Oh, man.
Oh, in the last second.
Giant bombs and bomb towers are very difficult for the Hog Rider to be able to make it through. But once they finally clear out the last defense, which they've just done, they'll start turning those hammers onto the skeletons, finishing those off, and they'll have an easy ride through the rest of the base. And look at the Queen. She actually survives. A level 60 Archer Queen has just enough hit points to survive that entire base layout, and she'll help out a lot in the cleanup process. Looks like Ken is well on his way to a 3-star hit.
That's right. It looks like Ken is sitting on about 8-ish Hog Riders, which is a very nice ending to a Hog attack. His Queen looks like all you have to do is kind of like look at her wrong and she would die because she has no health left. And all there is left is, they're going to go for this King. Who's going to win the battle? 8 Hogs or a single level 60 King? This is not looking good. It looks like
He's smashing them, but the buildings are finished.
It didn't matter. The buildings went down, and that's the 3-star for King.
It's to donate it to your CC.
That's right. So that is a big, big change. With the Siege Machine, you're able to, for lack of a better term, Trojan horse your clan castle into the base, deploy them where you want. Obviously, the wall wrecker wrecks walls. I mean, that's kind of its function. And then, of course, you have all the supporting troops in behind. And look at what Alvaro is coming at this base with: a Queen Walk and a Bow Witch. We have bowlers and witches.
Yes, absolutely. That's a big old ground-based assault here on the bottom right corner here. Trying to make their way onto the Eagle first. That's a big threat to this ground-based attack here. You want to keep your witches alive and in the back as much as possible. That lets them spawn those skeletons and get a few shots up. Now, there's going to be a balance change of these witches also. I noticed that they aren't spawning quite as few skeletons, but they hit quite hard with that main attack. Tell me what's going on in the center of the base, though, Klaus.
That's right. So he has his jump spells leading into the core. He is hoping to take out that final Inferno Tower. That King, unfortunately, goes down, and all the bowlers go the wrong direction. It's looking a little bit uncertain here.
Oh no!
Yeah, without that final.
Bomb.
Oh, and that bomb was in the perfect position. Fede knew that those troops were going to be heading that direction. Unfortunately, even the Grand Warden dies. If he cannot get this Inferno down, you can probably count this one out.
Well, it isn't going to be a 3-star, it looks like. But so far, he's done a good job taking out this Town Hall in the bottom left corner. Alvaro with the 2-star so far, and he still has a Queen Walk that's going to get a little bit more percentage over here.
That's right, and of course, we don't want to forget the one lowly minion out here. That is going to collect percentage for us. And remember that every single building and every single attack and every war matters. You do not want to close out of your attack early if you think you have failed. There is no such thing as a failure. All there is successes and scouts. And at this case, I think Alvaro is going to probably want to call this one with that Queen dying. Yeah, that minion probably won't get the 3-star for us.
Might not, but you know, it's going to get as many percentage points as it can, whittling away at that elixir storage over there on the right side. I just want to take a moment. Can you zoom out real quick and show us some of the newly upgraded buildings? Are there any to show off right now?
Yes, there is. Well, it's actually a new skin. It's actually not a new level. This is Town Hall 11. The 11 is not getting any new levels, but what 11 is getting is a few changes to the graphics. Of course, we have the new Archer Tower with the green banners hanging off each of the sides there. And of course, the
healers too. Take a look at the healers real quick.
The healers are, I didn't even... Okay.
A beautiful blue dress right before she goes down.
Never mind. We don't want to... Poor healer. All right. So, and look at that. I don't know if that minion's going to be able to pull that one off.
Oh, he wants some more gold. He's hungry for the gold. Is that a minion or a goblin? I can't quite tell.
It's definitely one or the other for sure. So with the 79% 2-star, Alvaro, I just don't know if you're going to get that 80%, my man. But you can ride this one out if you'd like to. One thing I do want to mention is the wall wrecker going through the base, even though the Town Hall was on the outside. We'll look at that again later, but it's just a very, very interesting game mechanic to mention.
Sure is. Does a ton of damage to those walls.
Try to do that core dive. That is essentially what you're going to be looking for with these dragons, but there's also other ways to 3-star a base, and as you can see, Arsenic sitting on this base, he has, look at that, 28 balloons, Woody. He's not messing around with these balloons.
No, he is not. That is going to be a massive aerial raid. You know, it really does bring me back to those Town Hall 7 days. I remember playing Mass Dragons back at that point. It's good to see the dragons back in action, but not this time. It's going to be a Lava-Lunian attack right now. We've got 2 Hounds, 28 balloons, and a few minions to help clean up there at the end. Dealing damage to this Inferno Tower is going to be important, though. Otherwise, it might be able to burn all the way through one of these heavy hitters.
Well, one thing that I have caught onto with the really talented air attackers in war is you will actually see
this queen.
Wait. Oh, the queen!
She goes down too early.
Oh, that was very unfortunate. Oh, I know Arsenic is feeling that one. But it looks like everything else, at this point, everything else is still going according to plan. The attack is not over with yet.
Okay, all right. So where are these Lava Hounds going? I see them up at the top now.
Well, Lava Hounds, obviously, they hang out around an air defense.
Okay.
But notice that his ground kill squad freed up direct access to that Inferno Tower. So what he was able to do, and should still continue doing, is deploying those balloons directly at that Inferno Tower to take it out. Now,
They did it, though. It's still up. It's still burning out everything that it can.
Oh, yes. You know what? Sometimes you just put one less balloon than you should. And in that situation, you might as well just keep on rolling. Arsenic knows that the only way to get a 3-star now is to have everything, you know, come together. These balloons, these bowlers, everything come together and kind of hope. I mean, that sometimes it comes down to that.
Gotta hope and pray, man. It was like not even a balloon short of tearing it down. It was like a single lava pup getting one shot that he missed. Kept that right side Inferno Tower up, and there's no hope now for the remainder of this attack out the left lane. Looks like a Baby Dragon gonna get a few more percentage points here. 70% overall damage, and I don't know if these minions are gonna be able to get much work done. With the Eagle Artillery still up, it's got a really long range, and it looks like they'll be the next target.
That's right, yeah. Oh, it looks like this minion that's about to take out the Collector gets the percentage. That's 71%. And now this minion will be the, you know, I would say the scapegoat. Yeah, it's completely destroyed. But this, I think this group, yep, there goes the storage. Again, every percentage matters.
Oh, no, Archer, what are you doing?
Why would you go for the storage?
God, she's just barely out of that range.
How did she survive that?
Yeah, she's just like barely at the edge of that crater, but she should have targeted the Collector instead. What are you doing, girl?
Oh,
goes for the storage and she'll be finished off. 72% though, not too shabby for Arsenic.
Rebellious. Well, there we go. We have the 2-star for Arsenic.
Very interesting base layout with an Inferno Tower right next to the Town Hall there in the bottom corridor. We've also got another Inferno Tower to the left side matched up right next to 2 heroes. So 2 big core defensive areas to get to. But Lady B's going in the top right corner first.
That's right. So she is going for that clan castle, trying to get that clan castle out, figure out what it is so that her clanmates can check it out and say, okay, that's what's in there. This is what I need to do to prepare for that. Looks like it is actually the Lava Hound and a Baby Dragon, indicative of that new clan castle level, able to accept and hold 40 housing space of troops.
Very nice. Okay, well, getting that Lava Hound out means that the rest of her teammates will know a little bit more about what they're going to be going up against. Very important also to try to find as many of the Teslas as you can. Those only pop up whenever a troop gets close to them, so you kind of got to move around the rest of the base as best you can to find out where they're positioned. Any traps like giant bombs or spring traps are definitely good to find. Oh, there's a giant bomb right there next to the Queen.
Yeah, good. There. Excellent use of the Queen. Probably not on purpose, but yes, they found, she found that giant bomb. But notice also there is still a Hound and 16 balloons in which she has already deployed. And ooh, looks like she found a Tesla, an air bomb, another Tesla, a seeking air mine, another Tesla.
Oh my God.
The greatest 4 Teslas, 5 Teslas, all with this ending part of the attack. Look at that. No, it might not be things exploding, but that is still very, very exciting for her clanmates to know where those traps are.
Jackpot. Absolutely. Finds a lot of defenses down there in the bottom corner of that base. Might be tough to actually even get to that Town Hall for their next attacker, but knowing where those Teslas are is very helpful to them. And since they're on the outside of the base, they might actually be pretty easy to get for an attacker who knows that they're there already.
Absolutely. So you're probably going to see some form of either a balloon onslaught to destroy all those Teslas, or you might have somebody who's very good with a Queen Walk, the Queen Healer combination, to just kind of sweep through all those. Of course, you have to be very careful because the Queen Walk and that single targeting Inferno, which is now frozen with the new buffed freeze spell is very, it's a bad combination. You do not want to mix the Inferno Tower and that Queen Walk.
So that freeze spell, you said it got buffed, but it looks like it didn't last quite as long. What's going on there?
Well, it's kind of a buff nerf. I think it's buffed in a way to where it's a little bit easier to use. It is a single spell capacity spell.
Oh,
so
as
you
opposed
can bring,
to 2 right
exactly,
now.
Exactly. So you can bring double if you want. You can bring 11 of them to attack if you want to. And on top of that, now they don't last quite as long, but of course you have to have that trade-off. It's only going to last half as long, but it's also half as beefy in your army comp. It's just easier to use. It's a lighter thing to have in your base, in your army composition.
Okay. All right. Well, Lady B earned 39%. Did heart-shaped base. Will Godson be the Heartbreaker today? He's going to be attacking with a golem, lots of bowlers, lots of witches. What's the magic formula here to get that 3-star?
Yeah, no, I'm just enjoying the artwork of the base design. I mean, it is very a boxy heart shape. I don't know if Lady B meant that on purpose or if it just turned out that way. Doing some wall art in the middle of her intense war training. Guys, they've been working on these bases for at least at least a week that they've been here preparing and getting, you know, the jet lag, getting that out of there. But for now, what we're dealing with here is it's just a beautiful attack, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Godson can pull off here with these Golem Bowler Witch attack.
All right, let's see it. Yeah, he starts off with a few snipes around the corners of the map. Then he's going in hard in the top right. There goes the Wall Wrecker making its way straight toward the Town Hall as fast as it can. It's got a long way to travel, though, and oh my god, that Golem getting burnt up by the Inferno Tower. Nice freeze, though, saves a few hit points on it. I love all these bowlers and witches spreading out, though, getting lots of damage across the top of the base, but you can clearly see the main thrust of the attack in the center there. Archer Queen getting a few pop shots against the Lava Hound and the Balloon, trying to defend, but frozen up. This is the really difficult time, though, with all the pups coming out now. She's going to be distracted and won't be able to get any much more damage on the actual defensive buildings. I am so impressed by this Wall Wrecker, though. It made it from the top right corner of the base all the way to the Town Hall now.
That's right, and notice that Town Hall's on the outside of the walls, and yet still that Wall Wrecker was like, no, straight line, straight for that Town Hall, and it opened up the entire side of the base. Now, Godson used some amazing free spells in that attack, freezing the Clan Castle, freezing the Inferno Tower, and notice he's still got one left and a jump spell, but there's a lot of base left and a Queen ability, which he just used. So now, how is it going to turn out? How do you feel about this attack so far, Woody?
It's looking pretty strong, but unfortunately he's... Oh my god, he actually saves the Archer Queen by dropping a free spell on that Inferno Tower. He's running low on spells, though, and I don't know. This could go either way, Klaus. I don't want to call it too soon. We've got a Barbarian King still alive, trying to provide some insulation for the Archer Queen here, but doesn't want to get all locked from this Inferno Tower. I think that he's just about safe, though. That single fire Inferno Tower failed to take out the skeletons in time, and with that many witches stacked behind him, I think he's got a good chance of going for the 3-star.
Absolutely. I think that things are looking up. He has a lot of bowlers still raining down rocks.
No. And that huge giant bomb just annihilated his army. Lost a big portion of the skeleton supporting that Barbarian King, but still managed to take out quite a few defenses in the meantime. 34 seconds left to destroy the remainder of this base. It's looking pretty good for the attackers.
That's right. Fortunately, those skeletons can be brought back to life. Or unlife, I'm not sure. They're skeletons. But either way, looks like it's going to be the 3-star for Godson.
Harry, Terry, Mary, and Larry all stacked up on top of that final remaining turret. Takes it to get a little bit of a pre-test before you take your class to try to figure out if you know enough about this base. Turns out there wasn't a 3-star opportunity back then, but now that we've done our studying, we've prepared all the troops that we could. Look, it's going to be a mass miner this time from Clashlands.
Oh, I'm so excited. I was telling you at the beginning of this stream that this is the thing. This is the troop buff that's coming to the game that I'm so excited about. These miners getting a speed buff. They're going to get faster, and now we get to experience that firsthand here, folks. Town Hall 12. Also notice that level 60 Queen doing work, getting things done. And of course, this is the, remember that? This was where those balloons popped out those Teslas. Okay. This was a very key moment in that scout attack. It was this location, and then, of course, Flashland now going to rip it in half with those miners.
Oh my god, all spread across that bottom right side of the base. Loses his P.E.K.K.A. a little bit early to that Tesla tower, but looks like he will make it to the Town Hall after all. Giga Tesla doing its best to fry these miners, but can't hold them off forever. Explosion when it finally goes down, not with the fizzle, but with a bang that time. Are we going to be able to see the rest of these miners get the work done on the top side of this base?
You know, I don't know, because he had only one poison spell, and yet his clan castle, the enemy clan castle, is under poison spell, but you really need to see that queen under poison spell. I'm not sure what we're about to see here, Woody. I mean, it's looking a little dicey, but he's got a ton of miners, and he got the heal spell on them anyway, so it's going to be a close one.
Still quite a few troops left on defense there. The Lava Hound there in the center spitting away at that poor Grand Warden. He's like trying to swat him away. He's stuck in the heal spell now, trying to recuperate, but does eventually go down. And it's up to the Archer Queen now to fire a few more shots off and try to finish this Inferno Tower, but stuck on the wall. Looks like it's not going to happen this time.
Yeah, Clash Land in the little face cam up there, the top right-hand side of your screen there. Definitely knew this was coming. He's not happy with how the attack went, unfortunately, and it looks like it's going to fall short here with an 85% 2-star, unless that final Archer can be placed somewhere to give him another percentage point. But even then, the Lava Pup still surviving here. That's going to make things very difficult. I'm just not sure.
Yeah, they're all swarming on top of this P.E.K.K.A statue right here. I think Clash Land did actually a really good job here. You can't expect a 3-star every time, and I think that he had a relatively surgical and well thought out attack. Just turned out it couldn't finish off that last remaining Inferno Tower on the left side of the base, and I think that's what this looks like, though.
That's right. So, ooh, look at this base. We have yet to see this base. What is this? What would you call that base design?
It's like 4 squares like built into each other. It's like a hypercube, or I don't know, a 4-leaf clover.
Yeah, I was thinking 4-leaf clover, but yeah, definitely mechanical in nature. But look at the attack strategies coming at this base with the miners, and kind of a very similar attack actually to the previous attack we just saw. They're coming at this base with the Queen Walk there at the bottom, though. That Queen Walk, those healers, they expound on the potential of an attack, and it's very exciting to see people use them.
Yeah, they're telling you more about their abilities every second of the day. Every single shot they get, actions speak louder than words, right?
Absolutely.
Well, that's a great hit over on the right side as the miner does take out the Inferno Tower, but rest of the troops up on the north end are going to be stacked around this Barbarian King, trying to finish off the cannon and get as many defensive buildings down to clear the path for the remainder of this Bowler and Archqueen attack in the center.
Now, I want to mention, we have a single miner tanking a single Expo on the Eagle Artillery. The Expo goes down. Now that miner is guaranteed to take out that Eagle Artillery, while all of his friends are out and about trying to take out the rest of the base. The Queen is still up. Healers can't figure out where they want to go. Now they're on the miners. A minute ago they were on the heroes, but he is still a very large portion of this base left with that what we call a Tesla farm hanging out there on the side, on the left-hand side. So it's not even close to done yet.
It's not looking too good, but that miner hit on the Eagle definitely gave him a solid chance here. Unfortunately, his heroes are trapped right next to this Inferno Tower, and he's really going to need to get a lot more damage on them, or from them rather, if he wants to be able to tear apart the rest of this base. Can he get those miners onto the Inferno before the Inferno destroys the Queen? That's going to be a big question. Still quite a few miners over here. I don't know, the Teslas are looking pretty shabby. They're going down with the power of the Archer Queen's ability. I think he's done it.
I think he's done it too. The Queen, with the ability, held until the end. He was able to keep his Queen alive, but also you do not want to forget those miners are still alive, and that is going to keep that Inferno very distracted for the 3-star.
There, I guess it's a quick little dab at the end there. Congratulations. I'm going to try to use town halls of the same level to get that 3-star, if at all possible. And so it totally makes sense for Lady B to choose Godson as her target. Looks like she's going to be starting off on the right side, though, with a Golem to block hits for this Barbarian King and the big, heavy Wall Wrecker moving in right after.
And, of course, we don't want to forget that Wall Wrecker is heading straight for the Town Hall. And although it is kind of skirting it kind of crooked ways right now, it is still going directly toward that Town Hall. And, of course, actually, I just realized Lady B using my favorite troop, the Hall Rider, going to be good. Let's get it.
A Schnitzel dropping this base from the bottom. We are here in Germany, so I think it's fair to call the Hog Rider that, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Pop the Lava Hound, and that's a lot of pups to deal with for this Archer Queen. She's taking them down one at a time. All the giants there in the center there doing their best to soak blows, but it's the Barbarian King doing the most of the work here, trying to get through the defensive structures in the center. What I'm curious about, though, is where is she going to deploy these heal spells? That's going to be the crucial decision-making factor as to whether or not this Hog Rider attack will succeed.
Absolutely. Well, if it were me, it would be somewhere right there. I was about to say next to that Wizard Tower and the Inferno Towers, because that splash damage and the open places that could have giant bombs are definitely the death of the Schnitzel on the base. And of course, we want to be careful of all of those traps. And then those pesky skeleton traps chasing around those hogs is just, can I just say, the worst?
I think you can. I think that's something that really hurt Lady B's attack right there, was that there was a super unlucky giant bomb right next to the Tesla that she was trying to tear it down. Now, the hogs are doing their job. They're making their way around the base, and there's only a little... Oh, wow.
Distracted Wizard Tower on the giant. Oh, my goodness. The crowd is going crazy right now. That was a beautiful attack, a beautiful strategy there to keep those hogs alive. There are at least a dozen or more hogs alive right now. Lady B, I think she nailed it.
I think she did too. You know, she's just got to be a little bit worried about potentially running into a giant bomb, but still has quite a few troops ready for the cleanup of this base. Wizards and archers along the top right side are going to be able to get a few of these structures cleared out before the Hog Riders make their way over downtown from the left side.
Oh man, my blood pressure's so high right now. That was just beautiful seeing her distract that Wizard Tower. The number 2 worst thing for a group of hogs besides a giant bomb is a Wizard Tower, and she placed that giant perfectly well-timed to distract that Wizard Tower. That was beautiful. And now it's just coming down to letting the hogs do what they do best, and that's smack stuff with hammers.
Exactly. They get some great hits on the town hall, and with just one little builder hut, come on, builder, grab your hammer, get on out of there. There's Hog Riders coming for you.
There we go, and the crowd goes wild once again. Lady B,
juice your troops up. Let's go check out on this right side corner, though. We've got a Golem starting to scout things over here for Godson. He's going to back it up, though. He's got quite a few witches to try to drill into this corner of the base.
That's right. Godson actually sitting on a Town Hall 10 base, hitting a Town Hall 11. This is a scout yet again trying to gather that information, trying to give his Town Hall 11 and Town Hall 12 clanmates the information they need to pull off that 3-star, because I heard one of them mention they want a perfect war, and I mean, I think it's possible. What do you think would happen if one of these clans got a perfect war and then the other clan got a perfect war?
My head would explode.
I know.
I don't know
Mine
if
too.
I can handle that.
Yeah, no, I don't either. I mean, I think it's definitely a possibility, though. We have some of the best attackers in the world here in studio today, and that is definitely not part of the script, naming 2 winners. So we'll see.
We will just have to see. But remember, the goal of this scouting attack from Godson is not to just try to destroy the base. He doesn't have enough troops in order to get a 3-star, typically against a town hall that's higher than his own. But he can get a lot of information about where the traps are, like Teslas, giant bombs, even spring traps, any of the seeking air mines. You want to know where those are so that you can keep your own troops safe on the next hit. So whenever the red balloons are going in against Alvaro again, they'll have a lot more information for that attack. Looks like just a couple of minions and a couple of goblins remain in Godson's attack here, trying to get a little bit more off of Alvaro.
Oh my goodness, so that minion almost gets that army camp. Unfortunately, no more troops that are available can target that army camp. All he's got left is a, wow, look at that goblin. He is being targeted up to the very last second, and then the Inferno Tower pulls it off. Yes, he's trying to get the last few percentage points. You never know when those percentage points are gonna matter, but it looks like Godson's gonna grab that 44% 1-star.
Sure did. Hopped into the base and got, I mean, we can call them toys, but they are causing some massive destruction here. Let's take a look at BM's strategy up on top. It's going to be a Barbarian King, Archer Queen, both of those heroes doing their best to get as much damage dealt as possible before going down.
Absolutely, and of course you can see now the king has pulled out one of those skeleton traps and then gets destroyed by that Inferno Tower. Unfortunate for him. Now he's got his Archer Queen getting targeted. Now he pops his Royal Cloak ability, try to keep her alive as long as possible. He wants to get that clan castle down before he deploys that Lava Hound balloon segment of the attack, and he's just going for it. But BM ain't gonna mess around.
I'm not sure if he's going to finish off that witch or not. She took a lot of damage and she's still poisoned, but if she survives, that's actually pretty bad for BM. Lots of skeletons and lots of damage going to be stacked up on the top side of his base.
That's right, but remember, the witch does not do a lot of damage herself. The main difficulty with the witch is her skeletons, all of the distraction and the collective damage that those skeletons will do, but they're ground troops. Now, the rest of his attacks seem to be air, so he might actually be okay, even though that witch did not go down.
Okay, yeah, balloons circling around the left side of the base. Lots of haste spells to try to get them to their targets faster. They're pretty slow, but they deal a ton of damage when they hit. Nice Grand Warden ability, keeps them nice and fresh, avoiding any damage. You can actually see one of those red balloons, one of the max level hit balloons being utilized by BM here. On the bottom, the Grand Warden keeping these balloons nice and healthy. His life aura provides them even more hit points whenever they're inside that little circle range. And you can see BM going wild now, very happy with his performance so far. Finishes off that Inferno Tower up in the top corner and just has one more Archer Tower to deal with.
That's right, and as you can see, that Grand Warden helping out the balloons that he is following around, getting that Archer Tower down, and that is all for the defenses on this base. And now it's all about that cleanup. I think BM was celebrating prematurely, but rightfully so. He is going to grab this 3-star with 55 seconds left in the attack. There's no way he's not going to pull this one off.
That poor witch, she finally goes down from way early in the base. Looks like BM's shirt is right. He survived the siege machine. And with 98% and 40 seconds left, he's just counting the time until he puts the money in the bank.
Oh,
well done
man.
to BM, a 3-star on his very first hit.
That was an excellent attack for BM. At Town Hall 11, 3-star as well. And that